I'm Nicole, and you're watching Web3TV. Right now, we're going to be talking with William from Everipedia about what Everipedia is, how you can earn free IQ tokens by editing articles about things that you know already, and all that kind of stuff, so stick around. All right, hi, and so we're with William Goodwin from Everipedia. He's a community manager, and he's going to tell us all about that program. Hi, William.
Hey. So Everipedia is a decentralized wiki. It's sort of like Wikipedia, but there's just a lot of stuff that we're doing to push the envelope forward and sort of solve the issues that Wikipedia is facing right now.
Okay, so what kind of issues is Wikipedia facing right now?
Well, most of it has to do with centralization. It's the admin hierarchy structure. So like, you know, they have a gatekeeping model where there's admin who will say, yes, this stays, and no, this goes. And that works out really well in some cases, but in a lot of the cases, it sort of, it makes it so that a select few people decide what stays on the platform and what goes. So, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to edit a Wikipedia article the other day, and I was like, this is really, like, it used to be really community sourced where, you know, you couldn't trust information from Wikipedia because anybody could edit it, but it's actually like a really complicated process now. Definitely.
And I think one of the more complicated, I mean, in the beginning it works out really well when you can have everyone editing, and I think the most complicated issue is the fact that just a select few people are allowing what content can or can't stay on Wikipedia. So that you end up with like politically biased content. You know, if it's someone that the person who's maintaining the page for doesn't like, they'll end up framing everything negatively, you know, put their accomplishments last, or just omit certain things, or they'll, you know, call them on the far right, or, you know, they'll say they're on the far left, you know, just sort of like, you know, emotionally charged words are being added. And we're trying to really get rid of that, you know, to try to reach neutrality and impartiality and just try to get around bias.
Okay, so how are you going to do that? Because that's really hard. Like, every contributor is going to be biased, right? So
yeah. I mean, so we have a token economy, which means that you can participate in Everipedia by getting IQ tokens, and then in order to make an edit, you need to stake some of those tokens. And then anyone who has IQ tokens in the economy can actually upvote or downvote your edit. So it's basically community approved, rather than a select few gatekeepers. Anyone in the community can add their say and participate.
Okay, and who is part of the community right now?
Just Wikipedia or wiki enthusiasts, just people who really, the thing about Everipedia is you can make a page for anything. Mm-hmm. So just anyone who has some kind of niche interest that they want to write about, you know, this is the perfect outlet for them.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about how that's gonna, so Everipedia takes over and people are all using that. Like, how are the token economics of Everipedia gonna work? Like, so right now an IQ token is worth like what, 0.0001 penny?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so how does the value of an IQ token change or fluctuate?
Well, obviously it'll change like most cryptocurrencies with the market, you know, how much liquidity, volume, circulation, everything that's going around there. But on the site, basically right now, don't think of it so much as a financial incentive as much as it's a way to just curate things. It's important to stake the tokens because it allows the site to be decentralized. It allows you to basically vote with the skin you have in the game. So a lot of people, you know, they think of the tokens as rewards, and while they definitely are, I mean, you're not going to get rich editing on Everipedia right now. That's, you know, it's more to facilitate the ecosystem. And, you know, so if someone makes a bad edit and they're, you know, a spammer, then their edit's going to get rejected, they're going to lose their tokens, and they won't really be able to spam anymore. So not only is it an incentivization for people to, you know, make good edits, but it's also decentralizes bad edits.
That's really cool. I think that's like really important, and I like that Everipedia's model isn't necessarily to like make the value of the IQ token go up because, you know, I don't like that incentive.
Exactly. Historically, projects who do that aren't very long-lived. So, you know, we're focused on the goal, and the goal is to create the best decentralized Wikipedia imaginable, or, you know, wiki imaginable.
Sure. So how can people go and edit pages on Everipedia? They have to have some tokens staked to begin with, right?
Correct. So if you don't care about rewards and you just want to get some of your content out there and make a page on Everipedia, you can sign in through Augur ID, which is just through, Facebook, Twitter, and it'll generate an account that has a pre-allocated amount of IQ tokens on it.
Okay.
So you'll start out with 250 IQ tokens, enough to make an edit, vote on someone else's edit or something like that. If you do want to win or earn rewards, then you can get an EOS account, and then you can connect that to a wallet like Scatter or Links, and then yeah, you just sign in through the Scatter wallet or the Links wallet, and you're good to go.
Okay, let's talk about what actually happened. So when I created a page for myself the other night, my boyfriend, I don't know, thought that he was upvoting and like sending me some tokens, but he ended up I don't know what he did. I wanna talk about like what happened, how you can actually send people and upvote people's content, so that, because that's
Definitely, yeah. So what happened there was that you signed in through one of your socials rather than through your EOS account.
Okay.
So since you don't have your own EOS account, or you're not signed in through your own EOS account, you're using a proxy. And this proxy, when they sent IQ tokens to the proxy account, you're not able to withdraw. The account it's for utility only. So you use that account just to make edits, create pages and stuff like that. So the problem was that you sent IQ tokens to an account where you can't withdraw them from.
Okay.
So if you sign in through Scatter or Links, which means that you have to get an EOS account and hook it up to one of the wallets, then you'll be able to take tokens and sign them in, and you'll have more freedoms. But just the Augur ID accounts are there for utility only. So it's yeah.
Okay, no, that's funny. So, and then he sent so much more than he realized that he sent. He's like, I thought that I sent you like 60,000 IQ tokens, and then that would just like give you the ability to edit a bunch of articles or create a bunch of articles, and that's what I was trying to do. And I was like, you sent me like 360,000 IQ tokens. So it kind of flagged, some people.
Yeah, I saw the big upvote, and I was just like, whoa, an Augur ID account upvoted with 50,000 IQ. That's crazy. So
if anybody, so I'm going to switch my screen so that people can see what that looks like, so we're not just talking heads here. So how you could tell the difference between somebody, so this is Everipedia's main page, and then how could you tell the difference between if somebody is logged in with an Augur ID and like with the Scatter wallet?
Okay, so see that number up there that says Augur1Q3D4X3PO?
Yep.
That is an automatically generated Augur IQ number or Augur ID number. So if you sign in through one of your socials, you're going to get an account with a number like that.
Okay.
If you have a Scatter wallet or if you have an EOS account, you make a 12-character name, and you'll be able to have a little bit of control over what your name is.
Okay, I created one of those the other night. So it's a relatively simple process, and then your name comes up something that's not, and that's how you could tell somebody else on there. Okay, so for anybody who's watching this and maybe wants to know, if you're on Everipedia and the person who you want to upvote or send tokens to has an Augur ID like this, don't do it.
Correct.
Okay. All right, cool. And then, so why was EOS able to reverse that transactions? Because like one of the things about blockchain is that like transactions are irreversible. So.
Gotcha. So we use a service provider called IQnA. They're the ones who created the Augur ID, and they're a third party that we interact with in order to basically be able to provide free accounts for people. Since it costs money to get an EOS account, this is a way to sort of get people onboarded and doing the thing without any intermediaries. So it's kind of like, it's sort of a way to bypass a lot of the protocol involved in setting up EOS. If you don't know how to stake your resources, if you don't know how to do a lot of those things, there might be a bit of a barrier for your contribution. So this is basically just a technically sort of difficult to interact with way that allows you to edit on the site without any, without getting an EOS account or without having to go through any of the other hoops.
Okay. Yeah, so like a lot of the people who watch this channel, they don't deal with computers at all. They do everything that they need to do with the internet through their phone.
Definitely.
Or work with their computer. So right now, this probably doesn't work for a lot of people like that, right?
Well, we actually have mobile editing in it. You can get an ORID account, and you can actually you can actually edit on mobile. So yeah, people can edit on the go right now. It's only been around for about a week or two.
Oh, that's really cool. So that's a new functionality, right?
Yep. That's the thing about us, is that we've only been in beta for about 2 months, so we're rolling out new features every day. It's the pace of innovation is just alarming.
All right. So what else can you tell us about Everipedia that people would be interested or want to know?
Well, I think one of the biggest and most enticing things about it is that there's fewer notability requirements than Wikipedia. So in order to place an article on Wikipedia, it has to have been in the mainstream news in some capacity. It has to have, basically there's just a lot of very fine-tuned rules that someone's going to use to decide whether or not this thing that you're writing about is notable enough to stay or not. Mm-hmm. And at Everipedia, we feel that if something has a source, it could be a tweet, it could be something that you have at home that you took a picture of and uploaded it, because as long as it's a real corporeal source, then there's something interesting attached to it. So Everipedia allows you to make a page for anything. You can even be yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one of the cooler things about it.
That's kind of one of the things about Wikipedia, is that you're not allowed to edit your own Wikipedia page.
Exactly. It's so crazy. I don't even understand how the ecosystem can work that way. I think one thing that we have on the way is verified profiles. So if you have a page about yourself on Everipedia, you'll eventually have some type of control over it, or more control than you normally would.
Okay, cool. So because people are going to be able to create pages about anything and everything, and some people are, right? How will content that's relevant be easy to find for people?
That's definitely one of the issues that we're going to keep tackling as we scale. We have a category section right now where you can find lists. So if you scroll down on the page you're on right now, you should be able to see these little categories. So keep going.
Okay.
It's a little more. These ones right here. These are where you can find original Everipedia pages, because we do have a lot of Wikipedia scrapes. Wikipedia is open source, so we've basically taken a lot of their content. We're sort of like an expansion pack for them. And so these categories show you exactly what has been created on Everipedia by Everipedia scholars.
Okay, by Everipedia scholars.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is sort of a great place to navigate if you want to find things that are a bit fringe, that aren't quite on Wikipedia yet. We also have weekly projects. Like if you come and join us in the community, we have a weekly pages that need to be updated page that everyone chips in on. So it, if something cool happens in the news, an uplifting story, or, a new cryptocurrency company comes out, then you can just add it to the list and someone will spin it up as soon as they can.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually. I was in one of the chats looking at, trying to find something that I knew something about that I could contribute, and I haven't found anything yet, but I'm sure that something's because I don't want to just choose something because it's something that needs help and actually not know anything about it and somehow make it so much worse.
I think that's actually one of the problems with Wikipedia, is that they have these really tight rules for everything. And then when a new user joins Wikipedia, they serve them a page that says this page needs to be updated. And so I think a lot of people they try to do it, and then someone just tells them you're doing it wrong, and then they delete what they've done, and then that person never goes back to Wikipedia. So I think what we're trying to do is open the floodgates. I think Wikipedia was really friendly when it first started and when it first came out, but I think since then, most people have lost the ability to contribute to it. So I think that we just need a wiki where people can contribute to, even if it's just making a page about your pet,
Yeah. And then so do things that get more upvotes then get some kind of prioritization in the search, or
Not quite yet. Things are prioritized in search right now by page views. Mm-hmm. So the upvotes are generally just there to say whether this content's going to stay or it's going to go. So if the content gets more upvotes than downvotes, then it will be accepted at the end of the 12-hour period. So when you make an edit, there will be a 12-hour period where the community can vote on it. Mm-hmm. And so, so the rewards are a little bit complicated to explain, because you can't really, it's not just like you make an edit, you get 5 IQ. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. It's every half hour, there's a pool of 500 IQ, and then based on the amount of editors in that half-hour period, it gets allocated between them. and then whoever gets more is basically it's based off of whoever has the most upvotes. So voters will also get a short part of that, or a short part of that pot too. So
okay, so then who are the people who are upvoting or downvoting? Like, how do you do that?
Holders. Yeah, all you need is a scatter wallet. So if you're signed in and you have an EOS account, you can use your IQ to upvote, downvote, anything. So it's just people who are participating in the ecosystem. Anyone with an EOS account can upvote. The ones with the ORID accounts, they don't really upvote because they're not using their own resources. They're getting free IQ. But when you have skin in the game, when you actually own your own IQ, then you can use it to upvote.
Okay. All right. Cool. What else should we know? What else should I have asked you?
Let me think. Well, Everipedia also has a sort of sister site called Predict, where it's a prediction market.
Okay.
They launched I think a month and a half ago. It's pretty neat. It's still in their minimum viable product form, but they're really changing the game on the prediction markets. Sort of like if you've ever heard of Augur.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that, but it's EOS based rather than Ethereum.
Okay, so I'm going to go, is it just predict.com?
With a Q.
Okay.
Now, since I'm the community manager of Everipedia, I probably won't be able to get into the nitty gritty of how Predict works. It's actually, I think it might be predict.io.
That people might be interested in?
Oh yeah, it's really cool. The reason it's so cool is because it's part of the IQ ecosystem. So you can actually bet on prediction markets with your IQ tokens that you earn on Everipedia.
Oh, now that's really cool. So yeah, I don't know, a way for people to earn free cryptocurrency is always something that I think is going to be like a really popular topic on the channel,
Definitely. We also have a few ideas on how we can expand on the IQ ecosystem. Like one of the things we want to do is IQnA. So it's basically like Quora, but just with the Everipedia token model. So, basically if you can imagine anywhere that you add knowledge on the internet, you should get IQ tokens for it.
Okay. And so wasn't there something like people who had contributed to Wikipedia? I remember there being some discussion about everybody who had contributed to Wikipedia being awarded a certain amount of IQ tokens at some point, but did that ever happen?
Not that I know of. I've heard maybe some discussions about a possible widget or an app where people could work on Wikipedia and have IQ tokens on Everipedia for their work. Since right now we import a lot of Wikipedia pages over to Everipedia, if they work on Wikipedia, their work's just going to show up on Everipedia anyways. But yeah, I don't know about that other thing.
Okay, cool. All right.
There's actually one thing that we want to do is we want to make video demonstrations and things like that available. People definitely learn better when they see something.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. Well, I don't know, unless there's something that you want to include.
I think that's about it for me. Just, come make a page for yourself, for someone you love, for something you like. And, we have a site, Intercom Box. I think that's actually where we first started talking. Mm-hmm. So if anyone who's watching this, if you want to come say hi to me, you can reach out through the Intercom Box and just say, "Hi, William." And I can show you, if you have any questions about the site, I can show you how to get started.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think that people are going to be excited about contributing, and there has been a lot of people have already started to contribute to Everipedia, right?
Definitely. We've got a pretty good sized community. It's great.
Cool. Yeah. You know what? I just realized I should probably look for articles on religious studies kind of stuff that I can edit.
Heck yeah. That's fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's, where my professional training is.
Gotcha. Mine's actually sort of in the similar.
Oh, really? Where?
I'm not, I didn't actually, it's not from school or anything like that. I've just read Bhagavad Gita, the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I've just, theology is one of my passions, theology and philosophy. So
yeah, it's a really fascinating thing. I think that there's a lot of us weirdly in blockchain now.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that too. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. It was really good.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, sorry. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks.